Are we alone in the universe, or is life closer than we think? Here are the top 5 local locations where alien life is most likely. And by local, I mean within the solar system. I'm Sophie, and welcome to the countdown. Coming in at number 5 is Venus, which seems an unlikely planet to support life. Daily surface temperatures top out at 465 degrees Celsius, and it's covered by clouds of sulfuric acid. Even the hardiest bacteria from Earth probably couldn't hack it on the hellish planet. But in the past, Venus was much milder and may have held liquid oceans. Simple microbes could have evolved in these waters. That is, until a runaway greenhouse effect turned Venus into a scorcher and evaporated them all. Astrobiologist David Grinspoon has suggested that Venusian microbes might have found refuge high up in the atmosphere in clouds. Venus's clouds are pretty extreme themselves, with temperatures at the base reaching a roasty 97 degrees Celsius and a bone-chilling -8 degrees C near the top. But they do have a Goldilocks zone in the middle, with a temperature and pressure similar to Earth. Life forms living in clouds, you say? Pretty far-fetched. But a recent study found that our own clouds here on Earth are laced with bacteria and their byproducts. Venus's cloud layer is much thicker than Earth's, which would create a more stable home for alien microbes. At number 4 is Enceladus, one of Saturn's inner moons. A mere 500 kilometers wide, this moon is only about 15% as large as our own. But even tiny Enceladus may be large enough to hide life. When the Cassini space probe flew by Enceladus in 2005, it caught sight of geysers spewing water vapor from the icy surface. This suggests an active ocean is surging below the moon's frozen crust. Where does it get the heat to remain in liquid form? From the pull of gravity exerted by Saturn and its 5 other moons. The ocean provides a friendly environment, and chemicals detected in the plume of water are also favorable to microbial life. But just because Enceladus is capable of hosting microbes, it doesn't mean life is there. Still, if any creature is living on the tiny moon, it will have a front seat view of Enceladus's beautiful ice geysers. That is, if it can see. Our number 3, Titan, is also a moon of Saturn. But Titan is the largest moon in that system, more than 10 times larger than Enceladus. So why does Titan get a spot on our list? Well, this moon is very similar to Earth. A thick atmosphere of hydrocarbons shields Titan's surface, which contains organic compounds capable of supporting life. And the moon even has Earth-like weather, with wind and clouds that rain down into rivers and lakes. Of course, these clouds and waterways don't actually contain water. They're filled with liquid ethane and methane. If there is water on Titan, it would be frozen solid. The temperature on the surface hovers around -179 degrees Celsius. Any life on Titan would have to survive the chilly climate and the occasional dip in a methane lake, which means it will look completely different from any life form here on Earth. Our runner-up for the top spot, Europa, is such a popular candidate for alien life, it got its own movie, Europa Report. In the film, a team of intrepid astronauts travels to the distant moon to gather data and look for alien life. But they find more than they bargained for. While Europa Report is fictional, some scientists do think Jupiter's moon, about the size of our own, could contain life. To start with, it has plenty of liquid water, even more than on Earth. Most of that fluid is located in oceans that cover Europa's surface. This environment sounds ideal, but there's a catch. All that water is hidden beneath a layer of ice more than 16 kilometers thick, which means the oceans have no light to fuel photosynthesis. Instead, scientists think microbes might harvest energy from hydrogen peroxide stored in the ice. The presence of simple life forms would be even more likely if, as scientists suspect, Europa has volcanic activity. This would allow heat and chemicals to escape through hydrothermal vents, providing more comfortable conditions for underwater life. Will we travel there anytime soon?
We are clear of Jupiter's orbit.
Pitching for power descent. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on. Here we go.
Probably not. Any exploratory mission would be staffed with robots rather than humans. We've already begun to explore our number 1 pick, Mars. The many rovers we've sent to the red planet have infested it with machine life, but do biological critters dwell there as well? As we discussed in a previous Countdown episode, the Curiosity rover has gathered ample evidence that liquid H2O once flowed on Mars, and other observations have revealed the red planet may still contain water below the surface. Mars is also the most Earth-like of our fellow planets. True, its atmosphere is much weaker than ours, but we share a similar size and temperature range. Finally, Mars has plenty of methane, a gas produced by living organisms. As Curiosity continues to dig up data, we'll learn more about the potential for life on ancient Mars. And soon, NASA wants to send yet another rover to hunt for past Martian life. The new robot might even ship samples of Martian soil back to human scientists on Earth. And that's your countdown. Links to all of these stories are in the description below. Also, don't forget to visit the Space Lab channel on YouTube and subscribe. For Scientific American, I'm Sophie Bushwick, and until next time, I'll be looking for signs of life.